It's nighttime in the big city. A storm is coming. A woman wonders. It's Theme Time Radio Hour with your host, Bob Dylan.
Monday's child is fair of face. Tuesday's child is full of grace. Wednesday's child is full of woe. Thursday's child has far to go. Friday's child is loving and giving. Saturday's child works hard for a living. And the child that is born on the Sabbath day is bonny and blithe and good and gay. That's Monday's child, and nursery rhyme from Mother Goose. It's also considered a fortune-telling song. You're supposed to be able to tell a child's character or what would happen to them in the future based on the day they were born. We're going to be learning about every day of the week and hearing songs about Monday through Sunday. We'll hear about Blue Mondays, Ruby Tuesdays, all the way through Saturday and Sunday. The first page of the Bible explains how God created the world and rested on the Sabbath. But even people who don't follow the Judeo-Christian Bible have a 7-day week. So this week's show will certainly have a worldwide appeal. Let's start out with an overview looking at all 7 days. A song by a man named Sterling Harrison who never got his due. He used to sing demos for Holland Dozier and Holland, but never had a hit of his own. Before he died, he was singing for dollar tips in a barbecue joint at 82nd and Weston. There is great music happening all over the country. Sometimes you gotta seek it out, and if you don't seek it out, it's just gonna disappear. Here's a great guy you never heard of, Sterling Harrison, and 7 days.
Love my baby and 3 days to leave her alone. I got 4 days to love my baby and 3 days to leave her alone. That's why I say nothing, hear nothing, see nothing. I don't know nothing. I got 4 days to love my baby, 3 days to leave her alone. I say on Monday morning she bring my breakfast in my bed. Tuesday she rub my achy head. Wednesday she squeeze me with all might. She make everything alright. That's why I say nothing, hear nothing, see nothing. I don't know nothing. I got 4 days to love my baby, 3 days to live alone. I go Friday, she bring me all of her pay. Saturday we go out and play. Sunday we go to church. Kneel down on our knees and pray. To love my baby and 3 days to leave her alone. I got 4 days to love my baby and 3 days to leave her alone. She make me shout, oh shout, shout, oh shout in the morning, shout in the evening, shout in the midnight hour, shout. She make me shout, oh shout, 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 shout it, make me shout.
That was Sterling Harrison and 7 days, a song originally recorded by Little Junior Parker. Some people start the week off with Monday, but I started off with Sunday myself. There's a lot of songs written about Sunday, and some of them are pretty heavy. For example, this one, Sunday Bloody Sunday, from 1983 by U2. It's a song about the slaughter of innocent civilians in Ireland. It attempts to compare and contrast the troubles in Northern Ireland with the significance of Easter Sunday. On January 30th, 1972, 30,000 people marched into Derry in a march organized by the Civil Rights Association. Armored cars appeared from behind barriers. British troops boxed in hundreds of people. All of the soldiers were fully armed with combat rifles. Suddenly, shots rang out. At the end of the day, 13 people lay dead and 17 wounded. U2 wrote the following song, so those people would never be forgotten. Here's U2. Sunday, Bloody Sunday. That was U2, Sunday Bloody Sunday. Let's take a moment and remember the names of the people who died that day. Jack Duddy, Patty Doherty, Bernard McGugan, Hy Gilmore, Kevin McElhenney, Michael McDade, William Nash, John Young, Michael Kelly, Jim Ray, Gerard Donaghy, Gerard McKinney, William McKinney, and John Johnston. Jack White doesn't find Sunday particularly sad, but he knows when it is a Sunday. I'll let him explain it.
Yeah, funny you should ask, Bob, about days of the week, because going out on tour, it seems like no matter where I am in the world, I always know when it's Sunday. You know, I don't know what the date is. Maybe I don't even know what month or year it is or what country we're in, but I know it's Sunday for some reason. And I've always wondered why that is.
Let's cheer things up a little bit. I don't want the whole show to be tear-stained. It's Frankie Lee Sims. You might be wondering why a song called Lucy May Blues is being played on our Days of the Week show. We'll give a listen.
My Sunday woman brings the daily news. That Monday woman buys me talking in shoes. When I let my good gal catch you here, ain't no telling what poor little Lucy may do. My Tuesday woman told that pocket change, that Wednesday woman wants to do the same. And I let my good gal get you here, ain't no telling what poor little Lucy may do. My Thursday woman knocked up on my door, that Friday woman boy is gotta go. And I let my good gal get you here, ain't no telling what poor little Lucy may do. My Saturday woman told the Gatling gun, could you help you stand, shoot you if you run. But I let my good gal get you here, ain't no telling what poor little Lucy may do. She left one Christmas, coming back that afternoon. Next time I seen a boy, it was the 19th of June. Then I let my good gal get you here, ain't no telling what poor little Lucy may do. Goodbye, little woman, babe, you call that gone. You may leave Frankie, baby, to think you won't stay long. Then I let my good gal get you here, ain't no telling what poor little Lucy may do.
That was Frankie Lee Sims. He's Lightning Hopkins' cousin. Born in New Orleans, died in Dallas, and recorded that song was as kind of a mashup between a couple of blues standards. You hear a little bit of Ain't No Tellin', which Mississippi John Hurt made famous, and a little taste of My Sunday Woman, or as some people call it, Every Day of the Week. I like the version by Sleepy John Estes. Let's move on through the week now. We've gotten through Sunday. You know what that means. Monday. It's time for Monday. And if I know my radio show, that sounds like a song cue. It's Smiley Lewis and his song, Blue Monday. You probably know it better by Fats Domino. But whenever we have a chance to play Smiley, we like to do it. That was Smiley Lewis, who was edging out George Jones for the most played artist on Theme Time Radio Hour, Blue Monday. In the beginning, the days of the week were named after deities who had dominion over that particular day. Some of these are pretty obvious. You know, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn. Nowadays, English has retained the original planet names for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Saturn, Sun, and Moon. The other 4 days, the names of Anglo-Saxon or Nordic gods replaced the Roman gods that gave names to the planets. For example, Wednesday is named after Woden or Odin. Thursday is named after Thor. And Friday is named after Freya. Personally, I would have named Tuesday after Ruby, but the Rolling Stones beat me to it.
She would never say where she came from. Yesterday don't matter if it's gone. While the sun is bright, or in the darkest night, no one knows. She comes and goes. Don't question why she needs to be so free. She'll tell you it's the only way to be. She just can't be chained to a life where nothing's gained and nothing's lost at such a cost. Goodbye, Ruby Tuesday. Who could hang a name on you when you change with every new day? Still I'm gonna miss you. There's no time to lose, I heard her say. Catch your dreams before they slip away. Dying all the time. Lose your dreams and you may lose your mind. Ain't life unkind?
That was Ruby Tuesday by the Rolling Stones. One of the prettiest songs they've ever recorded, and it's from Between the Buttons. You might be interested to know that Ruby Tuesday was supposed to only be a B-side. For those of you who don't know what a B-side is, that was the other side of a 45 that wasn't a hit. The A-side, in this case, was supposed to be Let's Spend the Night Together, but a lot of disc jockeys thought it was too sexual, and so they wouldn't play it. But they played the flip side, and that's how Ruby Tuesday became such a hit. What I like about that record is Brian Jones playing the recorder. The recorder is a woodwind of the family known as fibble flutes. A fibble is a wooden plug at the end of a flute. The flute, in its heyday, was associated with birds, shepherds, miraculous events, funerals, marriages, and amorous scenes. think it's one of the most beautiful sounds known to man. I brought mine with me today, and if you don't mind, I'm going to play a little something for you. How about that? Anton Chekhov once said, there isn't a Monday that would not cede its place to Tuesday. Our next performer is truly one of the greats. He signed with OK Records in 1925. And between 1925 and 1932, he cut an estimated 130 tracks. He cut blues, guitar duets with Eddie Lang, recorded with Louis Armstrong's Hot Five, and Duke Ellington. And those aren't even the records he's most famous for. In the late 30s and 40s, he recorded for the Bluebird label great blues tracks like He's a Jelly Roll Baker. In 1947, he joined King Records, and that's where we pick him up today. Here's Lonnie Johnson and Tomorrow Night.
Tomorrow night, will you remember what you said tonight? Tomorrow night, will all the thrills be gone? Tomorrow night, will it be just another memory, or just another lovely song? It's in my heart to linger on. Your lips are so tender, your heart is beating fast, and you willingly surrender. Tell me, darling, will it last tomorrow night? Will you be with me when the moon is bright? Tomorrow night, will you say those lovely things you said tonight? Tomorrow night, will you remember what you said tonight? Tomorrow night, will all the thrills be gone? Tomorrow night, will it be just another memory, or just another lovely song? It's in my heart to linger on. Your lips are so tender, your heart is beating fast, and you willingly surrender. Tell me, darling, will it last tomorrow night? Will you be with me when the moon is bright? Tomorrow night, will you say those lovely things you said tonight?
That was Lonnie Johnson. Lonnie fell on hard times in the 50s. He was working as a janitor in Philadelphia. Elmer Snowden, the jazz banjo player, discovered him. He had a major comeback. He made some great records for Prestige in the early 60s and toured with the blues revivalists, but he couldn't catch a break. In 1969, he was struck by a car in Toronto and died a year later from injuries resulting from that accident. The great Lonnie Johnson and Tomorrow Night, here on Theme Time Radio Hour. Some other people who are able to see tomorrow night are clairvoyants, such as Madame Blavatsky, who founded the Theosophical Society. and Edgar Casey, the spiritual healer. And who could forget the famed TV psychic from the 50s, the amazing Criswell? He had a great voice and even better hair. He was in the movie Plan 9 from Outer Space and was a frequent visitor to 50s television. Let's listen to a few of Criswell's predictions.
Greetings, my friend. We are all interested in the future, for that is where you and I are going to spend the rest of our lives, whether we want to or not. And remember, my friend, these future events will affect you. The future is in your hands. I predict full medical attention by vending machines. I predict in the future it will be highly possible to have an appendix operation, give birth to a child, or receive an abortion, have a heart transplant, a hair transplant, or even a brain transplant by vending machine. Your own weight will be controlled by vending machine for 10 cents worth of radaric rays.
Thank you, Criswell. You know, some weeks we don't play a single Irish group, and here we are today with a second one. This one's not quite as serious as U2, however. As a matter of fact, they say they write a lot of songs about chocolate and girls. You Irish aficionados already know I'm talking about the Undertones. They recorded a song called Teach Kicks that the DJ, the late John Peel, thought was one of the greatest things he ever heard. His attention got them a deal with Sire Records, and they toured opening for The Clash. They wrote a great song about Wednesday, a day of the week that there aren't many songs about. Here's one of the best, Wednesday Week, Undertones. That was the Undertones with Wednesday Week, which is kind of an English-Irish way of saying next Wednesday. Wednesday is considered either the third or fourth day of the week, depending on whether you start your week on Sunday or Monday. When Sunday is the first day of the week, Wednesday ends up being in the middle of the week. That's why the Finnish call it something I cannot pronounce, but is translated as center of the week. Here in the U.S., we just call it Hump Day. One famous Wednesday is Ash Wednesday, which is the first day of Lent.
My name is Mrs. Adams, and I want you to find my little girl Wednesday.
Look, I'll find her Tuesday if I can, but don't give me no deadlines, will you, please?
Wednesday's her name.
Oh, and I suppose you're going to tell me her middle name is Thursday, huh?
Friday.
Well, we've covered Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I'll bet you can guess what's next. That's right, Thursday. And here's a song all about that day by a trio called Morphine. They got kind of an unusual instrumentation. They got a drummer, a guy playing the saxophone, and Mark Sandman, who sings and plays a homemade detuned two-string bass that he built himself. This is from their 1993 disc, Cure for Pain. It's called Thursday.
We used to meet every Thursday in the afternoon for a couple of beers, then a game of pool. We used to go to a motel across the street. And the name of the motel was the Wagon Wheel. She said, come on, she said, why don't you come back to my house? She said, my husband's out of town, you know he's gone till the end of the month. Well, I was just so nervous, you know I couldn't really quite relax, 'cause I was never really quite sure when her husband was coming back. One of the neighbors that saw my car, and they told her, they think they know who you are. Well, the husband, he's a violent man, a very violent and jealous man. Now I have to leave this town, I gotta leave, well I still can. Should have kept it every Thursday in the afternoon for a couple of beers and a game of pool. We should have kept it every Thursday in the afternoon for a couple of beers and a game of pool. She was pretty good too.
That was Morphine with Thursday, telling you about what can happen if you push things too far. Might lose a good thing. Unfortunately, on July 3rd, 1999, Mark Sandman had a fatal heart attack and died on stage while playing a festival in Rome. Morphine, here on Theme Time Radio Hour. Morphine is the principal derivative of opium, which is the juice in the unripe seed pods of the opium poppy. Morphine was used during the American Civil War as a surgical anesthetic and was sent home with many wounded soldiers for relief of pain. When the Civil War was over 400,000 soldiers had what was called the Army disease, which was, you guessed it, morphine addiction.
Give me that old-fashioned morphine. Give me that old-fashioned morphine. Give me that old-fashioned morphine. It's good enough for me.
Don't forget, it's only 2 weeks away. Theme Time Radio Hour looks at classic rock. We're looking at the days one by one, but we also want to look at them as simply days. Some days you're the dog, other days you're the hydrant. Here's another Mother Goose rhyme. Solomon Grundy, born on a Monday, Twisted on Tuesday, Married on Wednesday, Tequila on Thursday, Worse on Friday, Died on Saturday, Buried on Sunday. This is the end of Solomon Grundy.
Salamana Gunde was born on a Monday.
The name Solomon Grundy was also used as the name of the man who couldn't die, who was an arch enemy of the original Green Lantern. And now, TGIF. Thank goodness it's Friday. If you're like me, you probably have Friday on your mind. Well, here's the perfect soundtrack from 1965, The Easy Beats, Friday on My Mind.
Monday morning feels so bad. Everybody seems to nag me. Coming Tuesday, I feel better. Even my old man looks good. Wednesday just don't go. Thursday goes too slow. I've got Friday on my mind. Gonna have fun in the city. Be with my girl, she's so pretty. She looks fine tonight. She's out of sight to me. I spend my bread tonight. I lose my head tonight. I got to get tonight. One day I'll have Friday on my mind. Do the 5-day grind once more. I know I'm nothing else that bugs me more than working for the rich man. Hey, I'll change that scene one day. Today I might be mad, tomorrow I'll be glad, 'cause I'll have Friday on my mind. I'm gonna have fun in the city. Be with my girl, she's so pretty. She looks fine tonight. She's out of sight to me. Tonight, I spend my bread tonight. I'll lose my head tonight. I got to get tonight. One day I'll have Friday on my mind. Gonna have fun in the city. I'll be with my girl, she's so pretty. I'm gonna have fun in the city. I'll be with my girl, she's so pretty. I'm gonna have fun in the city.
That was The Easy Beats, Friday on My Mind, here on Theme Time Radio Hour. That song was written by Harry Vanda and George Young. Well, after the Easy Beats broke up, Vanda and Young became full-time songwriters and producers. They helped put together AC/DC. As a matter of fact, two of George Young's younger brothers, Angus and Malcolm, were in AC/DC. Vanda and Young also had another project called Flash and the Pan. They had a novelty hit with Hey St. Peter and recorded another song that ended up being a big hit for Grace Jones. It was called Walking in the Rain, and it's a shame we already done a weather show, or we definitely would have played that one. We got time for an email now, before we get to the end of the week. Let's go to the email basket. This one comes from Jackie Van from Manhattan. Jackie writes, Bob, I know that Sheryl Crow's a friend of yours, but what is your take on her using Buddy Holly's Great Not Fade Away for a TV hair dye commercial? I felt the most awful, stinging disappointment when I first heard it. I felt betrayed by Crow, as I'm almost sure Buddy would have. He was such a stickler for controlling his own material. I can't imagine he is liking this commercial adaptation. Well, Jackie, I have to disagree with you. When's the last time you heard Buddy Holly on the radio? There aren't a lot of shows like Theme Time Radio Hour. A lot of people get to hear commercials, and if it makes one person curious about either Buddy or Cheryl, I'm all for it. How many people never heard of Nick Drake until he was in a car commercial? A lot of musicians have always been proud to have commercial affiliation. Sonny Boy Williamson's Old Flower. I can't imagine Sonny Boy saying, "My blues is too sacred, I wouldn't sell flour." Jimmy Rogers sold biscuits. Sheryl Crow sells hair dye. More power to her. Hey, Jackie, have you ever seen a Victoria's Secret ad? Well, with Friday comes the weekend. And one of my favorite songs about the weekend is by the Silver Fox, Charlie Rich. He was a little more sophisticated than a lot of rockabilly musicians. As a matter of fact, Sam Phillips rejected his early demos, complaining they were too jazzy. He did use him as a session musician, though, and you can hear him backing up Johnny Cash, Warren Smith, Billy Lee Riley, and Ray Smith. Sam saw the light of day, though, and in 1958 started releasing Charlie's records on his Phillips International label. He didn't have a hit, though, until 1960 with his third single. It became a top 30 hit. I'm going to play it for you right now. Here's the great Charlie Rich, Lonely Weekends.
Well, I make it all right from Monday morning to Friday night. Oh, those lonely weekends since you left me, I'm as lonely as I can be. Oh, those lonely weekends. You said you'd be good to me. Said our love would never die. You said you'd be good to me. But baby, you didn't even try. Well, I make it all right from Monday morning to Friday night. Oh, those lonely weekends. You said you'd be good to me. You said our love would never die. You said you'd be good to me. But baby, you didn't even try. Well, I make it all right from Monday morning to Friday night. Oh, those lonely weekends. Oh, those lonely weekends. Oh, those lonely weekends.
That was Charlie Rich, Lonely Weekends. Well, there's Lonely Weekends and there's Last Weekends. The Last Weekend won the Academy Award in 1945. It's directed by the great Billy Wilder, and it's one of the first movie scores to use a theremin. It's the story of an alcoholic, played by Ray Milland, on a weekend bender. Let's listen to it a little bit as Ray begs his favorite bartender for one more drink.
Let me have one, Nat. I'm dying. Just one. I'll pay you when I can, only just don't let me die.
No credit, and you know it.
All right, it's charity. I'm begging you. Give me one, Nat.
Yeah, one. One's too many, and 100's not enough.
There's no feeling like that moment when you're getting ready for a Saturday night. The world is full of possibilities. And no one has captured that wistful feeling better than Tom Waits did on this song, the title track from his 1976 album, The Heart of Saturday Night. Here's Tom Waits.
Well, you gassed her behind the wheel with your arm around your sweet one, your Oldsmobile, barreling down the boulevard. You're looking for the heart of Saturday night. You got paid Friday. Your pockets are jingling and you see the lights. You get all tingling 'cause you're cruising with a six. And you're looking for the heart of Saturday night. And then you comb your hair, shave your face, trying to wipe out every trace of all the other days. In a week, you know that this will be the Saturday you're reaching your peak, stopping on a red. You're going on the green, 'cause tonight will be like nothing you've ever seen, and you're barreling down the boulevard. You're looking for the heart of Saturday night. Tell me, is it the crack of the pool balls, neon buzzing, telephones ringing, it's your second cousin? Is it the barmaid that's smiling in the corner of her eye, magic of the melancholy tearing your eye, makes it kind of quiver down in the core, 'cause you're dreaming of them Saturdays that came before, and now you're stumbling onto the heart of Saturday night. You gassed her up and you're behind the wheel, with your arm around your sweet one, your Oldsmobile, barreling down the boulevard. You're looking for the heart of Saturday night. Is it the crack of the pool balls, neon buzzing, telephones ringing, it's your second cousin, and the barmaid is smiling in the corner of her eye, magic of the melancholy tearing your eye, makes it kind of special down in the core, and you're dreaming of them Saturdays that came before. It's found you stumbling onto the heart of Saturday night. And you're stumbling onto the heart of Saturday night.
That was Tom Waits, looking for the heart of Saturday night. Some people look for the heart of Saturday night, and they never find it, and they get lost in the search. And when they do, they can fall victim to wasted days and wasted nights. I'm going to let Doug Sahm do a shout-out to the man who wrote it before he sings it.
Now a song written by the great Freddie Fender. Freddie, this for you, wherever you are. Wasted days and wasted nights,
keep loving you.
That was Doug Sahm doing the Freddie Fender classic, Wasted Days and Wasted Nights. Freddie was born in San Benito, Texas. He was sentenced to 5 years in Angola State Prison for marijuana possession, but he only served 3, and he was paroled by Louisiana Governor Jimmy Davis, who wrote the song, You Are My Sunshine.
You're my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray.
Governor Davis knew how dangerous the influence of musicians could be, so he cautioned Fender to stay away from the corruptive influence of the music scene, or he'd have to go back and serve the rest of his sentence. Freddie waited for 2 years, and when his parole ended, he went back to the music scene and started performing again. It took him a while to get traction, but he ultimately did. And in 1975, his version of Wasted Days and Wasted Nights was the #1 country single. The thing about days is they keep rolling on. You finish off a Saturday, and there's another Sunday waiting in line. We started off our show on Sunday, and we're going to end it there. After all those wasted days and wasted nights, you know there's going to be a Sunday morning coming down. Here's Chris Christopherson with one of his greatest songs. I woke up Sunday morning with no way to hold my head that didn't hurt, and the beer I had for breakfast wasn't bad, so I had one more for dessert. Sunday morning coming down.
Well, I woke up Sunday morning with no way to hold my head that didn't hurt. And the beer I had for breakfast wasn't bad, so I had one more for dessert. Then I fumbled through my closet for my clothes and found my cleanest dirty shirt. And I shaved my face and combed my hair and stumbled down the stairs to meet the day. I'd smoked my brain the night before on cigarettes and songs that I'd been picking. But I lit my first and watched a small kid cussing at a can that he was kicking. Then I crossed the empty street, caught the Sunday smell of someone frying chicken. And it took me back to something that I'd lost somehow, somewhere along the way. On the Sunday morning sidewalks, wishing, Lord, that I was stoned. There's something in a Sunday makes a body feel alone. And there's nothing short of dying half as lonesome as the sound on the sleeping city sidewalks. Sunday morning coming down. In the park I saw a daddy with a laughing little girl who he was swinging. And I stopped beside a Sunday school and listened to the song that they were singing. Then I headed back for home, and somewhere far away a lonely bell was ringing. And it echoed through the canyons like the disappearing dreams of yesterday. On the Sunday morning sidewalk,
wishing, Lord, that I was stoned. 'Cause there's something in a Sunday makes a body feel alone. And there's nothing short of dying half as lonesome as the sound on the sleeping city sidewalks, Sunday morning coming down.
That was Chris Christopherson. He's a Rhodes Scholar. Sunday morning coming down. Well, I can see the sun coming up over the horizon, meaning our day here is done. Night creeps in, throwing shadows across the Abernathy building. I'm going to leave you with the words of the husband of the woman who wrote Frankenstein. That's right, it's Percy Bysshe Shelley. At the end of the day, it's a good night. Good night. Ah, no, the hour is ill, which severs those it should unite. Let us remain together still, then it will be good night. How can I call the lone night good, though my sweet wishes wing its flight? Be it not said, thought understood, then it will be good night. To hearts which near each other move, from evening close to morning light, the night is good, because my love, they never say good night. Good night, everybody. See you next week.